be able to. So one of the things I just wanted to point out, there's a couple of changes to breakout rooms that I've actually just discovered. And one of them is now you can actually add a room in the meeting on the fly. Thank God, absolutely. So if let me first of all make you all co-hosts so that you can see all the screens. You can open up, once I make you a co-host, you'll be able to open up the breakout screen. And that's the other thing, co-host can pretty much do anything a host can do. That's also very good because I believe last year, co-hosts couldn't put people in breakout rooms, couldn't do whatever. Not that I will ever have a co-host because I probably won't. Many of us won't, but just in case, you just want to know what your capabilities are. So right now, you are all listed as co-hosts, meaning you should be able to press the breakout room screen at the bottom, the little four squares, and it will open the fact that the breakout rooms aren't started. But I did pre-create some rooms. That was before I knew that you could create rooms on the fly, but now you just click and add room and it adds a room. So that's really great. That's super helpful. The other is the options. You might want to click the little blue options word just to look at what those options are and think about how that's going to work best for you when you have your interviews. For this meeting, I'm going to have the countdown timer just at 10 seconds, which is the least, just so that nobody has to sit around a long time. So what I think we're going to do is I'm going to let whoever wants to start, they can be the first to start and assign. And I don't think you'll be able to assign me. I don't think it lets you assign the host to a room. So, but that's okay because there's 4 of you. So my suggestion would be that we have at least 2 rooms. You kind of course, everybody here at least, Amy, you did interviews last year, right? Okay. So everybody's done interviews. So it's not like we haven't done them before. So we've all kind of been there. So really, this is just a refresher. We had somebody at the last meeting who hadn't done interviews. She's brand new. She's only been there a few months. But for you guys, you just have to kind of remember how everything works. Unlike me, who at our virtual open house, I kind of forgot, that when you assign people to a room, they don't go there right away. They don't go there till you open the rooms. And that was okay. It wasn't a problem. But I had announced to everybody, okay, residents, when you join, I'm going to put you in your room. No, I'm not. I just clicked the button, but I didn't make a big deal of it. I didn't say anything. The other thing I really learned that you may all know this, never close the rooms unless you want to close the rooms because there's no undo. Once you hit that, and I did it during our virtual interviews, and luckily it was just residents and medical students. And the other good thing is, though, everybody stays assigned to the room you've originally assigned them to forever until you change it. So that actually was very easy for me to overcome my mistake. And I just kind of laughed about it and said, you all can go on that spreadsheet where you talk about programs and say that I screwed up your meeting. So, and they just laughed. And I didn't see that they wrote anything about it, so maybe they didn't. But anyway, so who wants to go first?
It doesn't matter.
Go alphabetically. Amy, that would be you. You want to go first?
Okay, I will go first.
Okay.
So I can't move you, Stephanie.
That's right. I don't think it'll let you assign the host.
Oh, here we go. Wow, a refresher is good.
Yes. It is. It really is. And another thing that I'm going to say is you're probably going to want to have another dry run with your faculty this year, even though they've already done it once. They're not going to remember what they did and how it went. And letting them know what to expect is 90% of your win. You know, you're going to confidently tell them what's going to happen, and they're going to think you're amazing because you know what to do and you're confident, and, you know, they're going to just think you're a wizard.
Okay, so I'm going to start to assign folks. Did you see anything that said all rooms are open? I opened all the rooms.
Candace, well, you don't open the rooms till you assign the people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you would need to assign everybody before you open the rooms. So you assign everybody to rooms and then you hit open the rooms, and that's when they go.
All right.
We also noticed another option that says not now. When they ask you if you want to join the room, that could be a problem. If you have somebody who's in a room and says they don't want to leave now, that may be an issue. We weren't really able to figure out for sure if people could actually stay in a room longer than we wanted them to.
Well, let's test it this time around.
We need to test it, definitely.
We'll test it.
We need to know the answer to that question.
Okay, I'm joining my room now.
Then the host can still go into any room they want, right? You can just peek.
Right, and you might be able to. As a co-host, do you have the option to go into a room?
Well, I'm
Or do you
looking
have
at
to be assigned?
options. Hold on. So last year, I know like our PD, because I had my PD as a co-host,
Mhm.
he would just like go into rooms by himself if he
Right.
wanted to. But I don't see that option for me when I click on the upper right box.
Are you looking at your unassigned breakout room situation? Do you see that? Like when you
Oh,
look
wait,
at the
here we go.
breakout?
Yeah, hold on. I'm going to try this. Sorry.
Okay, sure. Okay.
Yeah, that worked. Yep.
Yeah. So anybody, co-host or host, can join any room that they want to. And there is a button in that room, which I haven't been in that many rooms, so I don't know exactly how it is, but it's something that like ask for help. So that if somebody is in the room and they're having an issue and they need you, they can actually ask for you to come join that room. When you're in the room though, you can't see it now when you're in the main room. You can only see it in the actual breakout room.
Okay. Gosh, it feels like so long ago.
I know. This is helpful. And, once you've done it, I would still say you're going to want to try to have a couple more little, with your family or some people in your institution or whoever, just to be comfortable again, because a lot of this we haven't done in a year. And we only did it a couple of times. It's not even like we did it a whole lot when we did it. We just did a couple of interview days, however many. And so
I'm going to go see what Susan's doing. And I'll come back.
okay. She might have said not now over and over, and maybe it's not making her leave. And that's something we need to, right? So if that's the case, I wonder if she's saying not now. I'm going to say move her to the main session and see if it makes her move. Or if it, because remember how we were talking about that? And she said, we'll find out. I think she's being the holdout here.
Oh, there she came.
Okay. Did you leave on your own or did it make you come back?
I left on my own, but it does give you the option.
Yeah. That's a bad.
That's gonna
option.
suck.
And I don't know any way to turn it off. So when you finally left, you actually left on your own.
Yeah, it says please leave room or, leave.
So I would say this. This is what I would probably suggest, and probably what I will do with the candidates is say, under no circumstances are you to not leave the room when you're asked to leave.
Right.
No matter what the faculty member says. The reality is, because we're not going to be asking, that's the other thing, right? We're not asking the faculty member to leave the room.
Right.
We're asking the candidate. So the faculty member won't even know about that as long as you're not asking them to leave the room. They
Exactly.
won't know it is. So as long as the candidates are instructed to not say not now, because they could
Try
be,
telling that to a poor MS4 who is in the middle of a conversation with a chairman.
I know, but I'm telling you, you got to tell them it's going to throw off the interview day and it's going to not reflect well on them. I'll be glad to tell. I'm going to probably tell them it in an email. When you're asked to leave the room, you have to leave the room.
I liked it better before where we can just cut them off.
I don't know if there's a way in the main settings. There's nothing in the breakout room settings to keep that from happening. But maybe in the main settings, I hadn't looked into it yet because we actually just kind of discovered it, kind of during the test drive that we did last week. And we sort of played around with it, but we never seriously tested it like you just did. So that is not it doesn't make me happy at all.
Last year for interviews, during my introduction to the applicants, as the group, I told them that you may be in mid-sentence, right in the middle of something, or even the interviewer might be, but you are going to be pulled when it's
Right. Wasn't there a way to do that?
I just moved.
Yeah, they changed it. That's what I'm saying. Normally, if you don't click that button, not now, you would get pulled. But now that there's that button that pops up that you can say not now, they could stay there. And that is not a good thing.
No.
And what we may even need to do is increase our, in between interview times by a minute or two to allow us, if there's some people who don't do what we say, which there usually is at least one in the group, right? There's always one bad apple. And that we can actually go into the room. We can have time to go into the room and say, I'm sorry, Dr. So-and-so, we need to end this interview because the next ones are going to begin in, 4 minutes or whatever. But just so that we need to know these things, right? Because that could really mess you up.
Mhm. I think if we can be sure that the attending won't see that message,
Yeah, they will not see it.
then I think it would be easier to just let the students know, look,
Yeah,
just once that message
Don't
pops
click
up, I don't
not
care if they're in the middle
no
of a
matter
sentence,
what.
they gotta click on it and they don't see it, so they won't know
Right.
that it's happening.
right.
Right.
No, they won't see it. I can promise you that. They will not see that message unless you try to move them out of a room into another room.
Okay.
So when you're in that, we could do it where we could put, 2 people in the same room and only try to move one of them and just verify that, right?
Yeah.
So now what we need to do is get everybody out of the rooms so that we can, close the rooms. I'm going to close the rooms. And of course, remember, everybody stays assigned. Even if you close the rooms, everybody stays assigned. You have to uncheck them. And then I have to do something on my screen because for some reason. Okay. So now who wants to go next?
I can go next.
Okay.
Okay, so I need to I'll click on like breakout room 1 and assign everybody to that. Is that right?
You can do
Okay.
you can do it however you want to. You can pretend it's an interview day and you're putting a doctor and a candidate in there and you're going to move the candidate. I mean, you can rename the rooms. You can do whatever
Oh,
you want to.
okay.
These are
Okay,
all the
I
things
see.
that we are going to need to do. And so you can do whatever you want to do.
Okay, and then will I go into that room?
Not
Or
usually,
I just click into that room once I've assigned everybody?
I mean, you can, but you won't on your interview day, you're probably not going to go
Oh, I
into.
won't. That's right. Okay,
Right.
okay, I'm gonna assign now.
Okay.
Okay, and so now they're all 3 in there. And so now I'm going to try to move. I'll try to move them out of there and let them say no, I guess, right?
Well, they don't have to. And remember about the broadcast message, right? So you may want to broadcast a message before you do something.
Oh, okay, okay.
Because again, that's something we're going to use. Oh, and the other thing I'll tell everybody when we get back, I'm going to put the timer that I highly recommend into the chat box, the link for it.
Okay. Okay. I just told them I was going to move them back to the, I put the chat in there if they wanted to use room or the not now. So now I guess I'll go back to breakout room 1. Oh, I can't. I don't.
And you can join the room if you want to.
Oh,
As the
join.
host.
Ah, that's what I need to do. Okay.
So I just did this because I wasn't sure. Did you see the not now then?
No, this time I
You
didn't.
didn't.
No.
Really? Interesting.
It took forever for breakout rooms to pop up for me in my toolbar down here. So the first time when Amy was assigning us,
Mhm.
it was not available to me. Now it is.
Weird. Very strange. But you never saw that option to
No,
say not now.
Not this time. I did the first time, but not this time.
That's kind of
Okay.
weird.
It's very strange because if you don't click on anything, it will automatically move you after a few seconds.
Right.
But this time you invited, so I clicked on join.
Mhm.
But when I clicked on that now, I was just there until Bev had to actually send another request to me. So that's
Okay.
gonna be terrible.
Yeah, definitely. But my question, I guess, is that I don't know exactly what Beverly did. What we need to do the next
Beverly
time,
doesn't know for sure what she.
well, here's what I'm going to say. The next time you have more than one person in a room,
Mhm.
only try to move one of those people so that we can ask the other person for sure if they saw a box. I'm sure they're not going to, because when you're not trying to move them, they're not seeing anything except the broadcast message that you send.
Okay.
But
Maybe that's why you didn't see the not now button, because I was the one that was clicked on first.
But
Right.
I
Yeah,
will
clicked
say,
on-
when Beverly moved me from one breakout room to another,
Mhm.
it was just an automatic. There was no
Right.
no prompt. So I think because last year I moved people to a lounge room, which is another
Mhm.
breakout room. I
Mhm.
never had to come back to the main session ever.
Right, yeah, I don't either.
Right.
Well,
me
you know,
too.
it's interesting. Maybe if you're the only person in the room, well, no, Susan, you were the
I
only
was in there.
person in the room,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
With
you
the
still
three of
saw
us.
it.
I saw it. Yeah.
It's very flaky then. It sounds like it's flaky. Like it's, not consistent, which is even worse.
Yeah. So
So,
Amy, you get moved, because I moved you to breakout room 3, just you, and did it send you to breakout room 3?
It sent me there without an option to,
Without,
yeah,
hmm,
there's no option. It's like you're sending me there, that's where I'm headed.
that's where you just ended up.
Yep.
Okay. Hmm.
Which is the way it should be.
Yes.
Where we send them is where they should go.
Right.
right,
Exactly.
And they stay there
Right.
till we tell them anything different.
well,
Exactly.
and I do think knowing that this could pop up even, it's a good idea to tell them ahead of time.
Yeah.
That if that option pops up, no matter what, if they're in mid-sentence or whatever, they are not to say no, they are to go.
Right.
Because they have to know it might happen. Because if they don't know it might happen, then they're gonna probably say no.
Yeah.
They're gonna say not now, because they're very likely to be in the middle of a sentence. I mean, I'm right outside Dr. Moy's office. And although I tried, like if I heard that he was in the middle of a sentence, I would move other people first because I
Mhm.
couldn't hear them. But I know they were all in the middle of a sentence. And even
Right.
ultimately, when I finally had to move his person, it would be in the middle of a sentence. There's just no way you're going to stop and be done talking before you get moved,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's another good reason to do this, is so we can kind of address and work out the best way, to deal with it. So again, I'm going to just move everybody out of rooms, not assigned anymore, unassign them. Oh, close the rooms. And then unassign so that somebody else can have their turn. Now, whoever wants to now take a turn, Susan or Denise. I guess Denise, it would be you. If we're going, well, we didn't go alphabetically. We broke
Doesn't
that
matter.
when we went to Beverly. So Beverly's a rebel. She jumped on.
Yeah. I was just going by first name.
Yeah, she's
Oh,
my first
I
name.
see. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So it is
Okay,
Denise.
well, then Denise is next.
Well, except Denise doesn't have the breakout rooms option on the bottom of her screen. Okay, there we go. All right.
Sorry, when
okay.
I moved everybody, I have to hit the open all rooms, which is really stupid, to get it to reset. So
What-
now,
now my only option is breakout room 1 join, but it's just me that's joining.
you should,
No,
Huh.
click on breakout room again. There you go.
yeah.
And then hover over the name and then assign them.
There's nobody even in a breakout room. And I just got a message saying everybody had get 30 seconds to leave the breakout room.
But there's
Very
no,
weird.
there are no, Now it went away again.
So now you can't see it at all?
Right, now there's no names.
Yeah. no
Really?
name.
So what if you click assign?
I can't, Breakout Rooms isn't even available to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, this is just too strange. Because you are a co-host. That is really weird. Well, I'll just make you a host. Because you're not going to have 14 co-hosts anyway. You're probably not even going to have one co-host. So I'll just make you a host. And you should be able to do what you need to do.
Okay. There we go.
Like I say, let's just remember that as for recording purposes, we have to be in this main room. And
Yep.
so if we're talking about anything helpful, we should come back here and talk about it.
Okay, I'm being asked to join breakout room 1. Should I go? Or should I choose not now from the main room?
So we can be rebels.
I'll do not now.
I hit not now too.
Okay.
I don't think it'll move you, but I don't know how you get asked to join again
Oh, you have to go click on the box to
at the
join.
bottom. Mhm.
Oh, okay. You do. I don't do anything.
I guess you
Okay.
can't,
Okay.
unless you can try to move me again to a room.
Can you
I'll try.
automatically move us right now?
Oh, yeah.
No, you've still got the join and not now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
So that's not
No.
good.
No,
All right, so I need to join.
yeah.
Oh, wait.
Okay, and I'm joining breakout room 2.
Okay, so I'll join.
So I joined breakout room 2, but then I got the message that said to
Mhm.
return to the main room.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
And then you did, but nobody else did.
Oh.
Yeah, see, this is why I use WebEx and not Zoom, because like I don't see an option for me to like actually pull somebody out of a room, and I can do that in WebEx.
I know I had to move some out of rooms last year, but I think unless you're the person who has moved them in the first place, I
Uh-huh.
don't think, I think unless you're that person, you can't. So if you click on their names in
Uh-huh.
like breakout room 1, does it
Mhm.
say the option to move?
It does, but it doesn't, there's no main room to move them to. So my question was, can you pull somebody out of a room? That's what I do in WebEx. I pull the applicants out of the room after I send a message.
Well, that's what we've been doing when you move them from one room to another. And I wonder if this would be worth checking out. I wonder if you move them between breakout rooms, if they still get the option, or if the option is only to leave the main room. Because Amy said that when she got moved from one room to the other, she did not see that message. So,
Right.
which would be wonderful, right? Because if we are only using breakout rooms during our interview sessions, and we have like a resident lounge and we have the stations for interviews, then they won't even get that option. So what we probably should do is try, Denise, move us between actual rooms so that we can see if we get that message.
Do you want me to join this? Oh, okay.
So now I have something that says Denise is inviting you to join Breakout Room 2. So I can, it does give me the option for join or not now. Should I click not now?
Yeah, you
And
can
see
click
if-
not now and see what happens.
You want me to join? I'll join.
Okay.
I clicked not now. Oh, and she clicked join. So I guess you have to try to move me again. And this time I'll say join.
Okay, when you move people between rooms, there's no option to say not now.
Okay.
The only option is when you're in the main room or you're going to bring them back to the main room.
So is room 1 the main room?
No, we're in the
Okay.
main room now. It's called main room.
Okay. So I'm going to close all rooms.
So that's good to know because, I mean, nobody's going to say not now to start their interview.
Right.
And I never, ever brought my candidates back into the main room. They actually
Oh,
left the rest of the
okay.
lounge.
Okay. So I
My-
did.
My candidates, literally, once they went into breakout rooms, their entire rest of their day was in breakout
Oh,
rooms.
okay. Okay.
Dr. Moy would join them in the candidate lounge at the very end of the meeting. And then he would kind of talk to them, say, thank you for coming. And, you know, we're not going to contact you. And if you contact us, that's great, but don't get upset when you don't hear from us. And then they left from there because I had the next group coming in to the main room while that last group was going out.
Right, exactly.
So that's good. That kind of gives me a little less anxiety.
Right.
I'm just imagining all kinds of, you know, delays and mess and whatever. So
Exactly.
it's good to know. That's an important thing that we can make sure everybody knows when they do interviews. 'Cause
I have a question. So when we first started, it was mentioned that somebody could like signal you or send you a message to help. Where would that be in the breakout room? Because
Right
I
now,
know
there's-
there's,
Right now, you have a raised hand, so the person would actually have to notice on your screen that you have a raised hand.
oh, because I
I
did
think
do that
though, when
during
you're
the-
in the room, there's a thing at the bottom of the screen. I didn't look. If we want, when Denise is done and we let Susan do it, I'll look when I'm in there, but I think there's something at the bottom of the screen to ask the host to join the room.
I didn't
I
see
believe.
that. But
Yeah.
yeah, well,
I had that last year. One of my
Yeah.
attendees asked me to join the room.
Yep.
Mhm.
So, because I strictly forbade them from coming out of the room, so they made me come into the room.
So what I'm gonna do is, let's see here. I think there's a way, there used to be a way the host could like make themselves the host again, yeah. All right, so I made myself the host again. Now, Susan, can you see the breakout room thing?
I have the breakout rooms, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know what Denise's I don't know what the problem was for her. It just wants you to have problems because you're used to using WebEx.
Right.
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah,
So Stephanie and you are gonna stay here, right?
I can, or I don't have to.
Okay,
Somebody look for, if I don't stay here, somebody look for the helps thing at the bottom of the screen, just to know where it is. And
So just say help, host help.
I don't know. I don't know what it says.
All right.
I just know there's a way to summon the host into the room.
okay. I can't move, I can move myself, but I can't move you.
Here,
That's the-
let me,
Yep.
hang on. First of all, let me unassign everybody. So you can start with a fresh slate.
Okay,
Okay, because that's a problem when you've already got people assigned. Okay, now see what you can see.
now,
assign?
now at this point, I only have breakout rooms that I can rename. And then I
If you
see-
click assign,
if I
you
click
don't
assign,
see,
then yep, now I see the people. That's
Okay.
different than it was last time, wasn't it? This looks weird.
because that's what you'll see when you first begin your meeting. You're gonna see you're gonna go and see assigned by each room and everybody who's present. And then you'll assign them to each of those rooms that you want them in.
Okay, but Steph, you are not listed.
That's because I'm the host. Yeah. So yeah, I won't be able to,
So then I
I
have
think
to,
only the co-hosts can be assigned.
do I have to open all rooms in order to let you guys in, or is it showing
Yes.
for you?
I'm gonna join room 1. Since that's
Please.
fast.
Okay,
Mine's gonna be breakout room 2.
yeah,
So if I say not now, I guess I'll just stay here until.
you'll just stay here with us.
Yeah,
Yeah. But just remember, the only time you get to say not now is when you're going from the main room into a breakout room.
okay. So now I'll say join and I'll go into
Mhm.
room 2. Okay.
Okay. Is it working? Oh, there we go. Okay.
And then the other thing is, the renaming of rooms. Well, I should wait till everyone's back to remind them of that.
Okay.
Can't do it ahead of time.
So I am moving you to a different, oops. Breakout room. No. 10 seconds. Broadcast, okay. So Amy, I'm gonna move to breakout room 3 along with Denise. And then Beverly, I'm moving to 1. And see if they work. Okay, it worked. Okay,
Right.
I'm wondering if they moved just because I moved them or if they actually had to hit join.
No, they move just because you move them. Between breakout rooms, they're going to just move automatically. And you can verify it with them when they get back. But that's what happened to me. I just moved. When I was the co-host and Denise moved me, I just moved. I didn't have a choice.
So, okay, when all breakout rooms close in 57 seconds, can we change that when we first do it?
Yes.
Or is that an automatic 1 minute?
Yeah, I thought I had it set at 10 seconds, but maybe because we're changing the host thing around, maybe
That
it's
could be.
resetting or something, and maybe 60 seconds is the default.
That could be.
Thank you.
So for us, like I say, for me, I never closed my breakout rooms the whole day. I never hit that button.
Right,
The first time I ever hit that button, I think, was when I did it at our virtual open house.
yeah, but then everybody gets kicked out. Now, girls, when I moved you from one room to the next, you didn't get that message, right? You just moved.
Which message?
Did you get the
The one about
message?
not joining, not now.
No.
But we were
So you just-
wondering if you take away the co-host role from one of us, if maybe we have the option to ask for help. Because we don't have that ask for help
Oh,
option.
you know what? That's a good point. I bet you're right. I bet it
That
is.
was Amy that figured that out.
That's a good point, Amy. Good point. Let me see. Remove co-host permissions. I'm going to take them away from Denise. And I'm going to take them away from, let's just take them away from Beverly. And now that Beverly and Denise don't have co-host permissions, I bet you're right, because the thing is, the co-host can join a room whenever they want to. They can, you know,
Right.
yeah, I bet that's exactly what it is. Let me clear this out.
Yeah, because now I don't see breakout rooms at all.
No, you
And I-
wouldn't. Yeah, because you're
Right.
not a co-host anymore.
Right.
Right now, Susan is a co-host and Amy is a co-host. So either one of them or both of them could be moving people around.
Okay,
So
Amy, you
why don't-
figured it out, so you do it.
Yeah, Amy,
What?
You
go
figured it
ahead
out, so
and-
you do it. Move people and see if they can raise their hand.
Okay. Here we go. Wait. They will do this. There. Can't have y'all in one room. It's too much.
they'll just get into trouble if they're both in the same room. Okay, see, yeah, they can ask for help. Can you guys see that?
I don't see it.
Only that, oh, it's big. It's a big white, must be only for the host then. I'll make you the host. And let me do that real quick. I saw your message, but Amy didn't. So only the host can see it, but it's a big white box that says who asked for help and what breakout room.
Okay, hey Stephanie, I'm gonna assign you to a room and then
Okay.
that box.
Yeah, I saw the box and I asked for help, so.
But then how do you help? You just join the room?
Yeah.
Well, it said, a screen came up and it said that, I guess it's the host that you ask, and it said the host was helping someone in another breakout room.
Okay, so then it's giving me this sign saying join breakout room or link.
Mhm.
So we're in the main room, right?
Yes, I believe we are.
Okay.
So now Amy wants to see where it says ask for help. I believe it's what it says, and she wants to be able to see it. So I'm going to take away her privileges. Oh, well, first I have to make myself the host again. And then I'm going to make Amy not a host anymore. Okay. All the rooms.
Did we lose Susan?
She's in a room and I just closed it. So she should be joining us shortly.
It's in the ether.
It's been a while.
She's lost in the internet. Enjoying the quiet time. Should have reset this thing to 10 seconds, but
I'm in a training, so as soon as I finish.
I'm just gonna bring them into my office so I can still answer the phone.
Okay, and as soon as I'm finished, I'll come help. Okay.
all right, there she is. Okay, so Susan, we figured it out.
What happened?
About where have you seen the blue ask for help? It's not blue. It's a
Oh,
little,
yeah, I raised my hand.
no, the raising hand isn't what you want when you're in the
Oh.
room. It's a
Okay.
little thing at the bottom and it actually says ask for help.
Mine does not.
It's in the bottom bar. So, well, what I'm going to do is we found out that when you are a co-host or a host, you can't see it. So I'm going to put everybody in a room now. I'm the only one that's a host. And that way you all should be able to see it. I'm going to put you in the same room. I think you should still all be able to see it.
Okay, one thing I noticed though, that I don't have the 4 squares to join my original room at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think once like we've been moving this host thing around a lot. And I don't think that you are gonna, like, I don't think your candidate can join a room they've already been in. Once you move them, that's gonna be the only room they'd be able to move back to. So like right now, I don't know for sure. You guys will have to tell me. If you click on your breakout rooms, do you have the option to move back to breakout room 1?
I don't have breakout rooms at all.
I don't think so. Like what
Okay,
happened?
that's
My
because I
question was-
closed the rooms then. That's because they're closed.
Got it.
My
So,
question was because I had people that would leave their room
Mhm.
before
Right.
I would move them, and then I
Right.
couldn't get them back into that room. I would have to
Right.
like hopscotch them around until I could get into
Yes.
the correct room.
and that is the other thing to remember. That's why I always said you need at least one extra room,
Yes.
because if someone does leave a room, you can't put them right back into that room. You have to
Right.
put them in another room and then move them.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense, but
Right.
that's the only way to do it. So,
That's
yeah,
why I had to put the hammer down on my attendants to not leave the room.
right. Yeah. It's always got to be one though,
Yes.
it's always somebody. So, yeah, this has been helpful for me. I know I learned,
Definitely.
every time I do this, I learn something new.
Definitely.
Yay.
Does anybody want to do anything again? Beverly, do you feel like you want to?
I think I'm pretty good at doing it and then talking about when each person did it
Right.
really helped.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I say, I think, we have plenty of time. So, and you guys can come to any of the ones. That's what I've been telling everybody. You've got the login. It's the same for all the meetings. So you can join any of them. And, if you've already done the test drive and we have too many people, then you can just listen and watch. Because honestly, a lot of times that's just as helpful
Yeah.
as anything. And I am going to put the recordings on the YouTube channel. So that way you could always go back to that and you can fast forward to whatever section you want.
Okay.
Perfect.
Right.
All right, thank you so much, ladies.
Yes, this is great,
definitely
Stephanie.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
all.
fun.
Have a
I
good week.
appreciate it.
Hope
Thanks,
it's
you as
more
well.
fun days for you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. See you Wednesday.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yep.
I gotta remember that.
Yep. Don't forget.
No.